landscapes, resiliency is a very important characteristic of outdoor spaces that I work in, and it's something I strive for in design. I'm going to read something from Aldo Leopold, who tried to capture the concept of ecological resilience, and I'll take that to landscape resilience. He said, health is the capacity of the land for self-renewal. Conservation is an effort to understand and preserve this capacity. So when I read that, I've always tried to, in every project, no project is perfect, can't do it all in one project, but I'll take baby steps in each project. And I always try to incorporate elements that will design in a capacity of some sort for a landscape to self-renew, regenerate itself. The problem with landscape is really aesthetics. You know, people like neat, tidy, predictability, something they can replicate, and that's a problem, you know, for us. So aesthetics is really key to problem solving for me, and trying to build things that are beautiful first. The processes that we try to integrate are often hidden, so we try to expose those processes through design and make them hand in hand with that beauty, so that they can be understood as something that is beautiful. The photograph, for instance, two characteristics of resilient landscapes are complexity and permeability. Those are two really main ones. And complexity really in the landform. Complex landforms, not just predictable, you know, same landform slopes throughout. And this spills over into one of the key elements I incorporate are just slowing water down in landscapes, wherever they are, in urban spaces, rural areas. We try to slow the water down and capture it and expose it rather than placing it in a pipe or a gutter and getting rid of it. We try to slow it, hold it for a moment, and celebrate it. I'm going to flip through a lot of these and just get to concepts like this. The meadow instead of a lawn. So instead of a mowed lawn, we try to incorporate landscapes that have a lawn and maybe it's once a year mowed. Once a month would be even better, you know, than weekly. This is blue grama, and so I've got a blue grama is a native grass. The things, some of the processes that native plants do for us are increase the soil's ability to infiltrate moisture, water. It also opens up the micro pores of the soil. So these are, you know, by using native plants in the landscapes, doing many things. Sorry, I'm flipping through some of these. Some case studies. Kansas, very similar to Lubbock, Texas, 18 inches. Studying water, you know, on site. Wherever we go, water harvesting, usually in a passive form, rather than active. But we also do some active harvesting. If you look at a 10 by 10 grid in Wallace County, which gets 18 inches a year, similar to Lubbock, you can stack milk jugs over the landscape in a 10 by 10 grid, and that'd be the annual rainfall. That just boggles my mind when I see that. Think about the landscape out there. That's how much rainfall on average over the course of a year hits the ground. So where does it go? What do you do with that? You know, if you just look around when you leave here, if you've ever followed a drop of rain and done that, you realize that there is a lot of water to manage. And so we really try to rely. We do calculations like this to figure out how big of an area do we need on site to hold that water. How many plants? What types of plants? And then one of the big things that separates landscape architects from other professionals that are design professionals is really the planting design. So this is where we can have the biggest benefit, biggest impact, I think, on sustainability and resilience is selecting the proper plant material to grow. Fescue, as you know, is a huge water hog. Fescue in the sun on the slope is like people. So how much water do we use? You know, this would be on a summer day. Remember the stack of rain jugs. And then, so you've got, you know, native turf versus some of the hybrid Bermudas, fescues. Joe, you can chime in on this one. But, you know, much less water, you know, for a native plant, native grass, turf, Management also plays into that. You can get more mileage out of plants by doing less to them, leaving them alone, and doing things. But just this alone on a site can make or break the feasibility study of harvesting rain and trying to water with rainfall. We just can't water fescue with the rainfall we receive. There's just not enough water. But we can have a beautiful, resilient blue grama lawn or meadow. And so we do some rain tank designs in our landscapes. But we don't, this becomes overloaded really quickly. And so landscapes like this that are resilient, beautiful, that's really my goal, is to make them beautiful so people, at least they're seeing beauty. And then the processes that are often hidden, we try to expose them as landscapes so that they become part of that memory, of what you saw and what you experienced. So that's all I have. Thanks.